I, 28 female, was supposed to get married to my fiancé, Mark, 30 male, in less than 2 weeks. We've been together for 5 years, lived together for 2, and up until 3 days ago, I genuinely thought I was marrying the love of my life. Everything imploded during my bachelorette weekend. My maid of honor and childhood best friend, Sarah, 28 female, hosted a small gathering at her apartment. Later in the evening, while Sarah was in the bathroom, Mark started calling her phone repeatedly. Her phone was lying on the kitchen island right next to me. The screen lit up and with multiple preview notifications. The first text read, "Are you sure she doesn't suspect anything?" The second text, sent seconds later, said, "I miss you. I wish I was in bed with you instead of waiting for her to come home." My heart sank into my stomach. I picked up her phone, typed in her passcode, which I've known for 10 years, and opened their chat history. It wasn't just a recent slip-up. They had been having a full-blown affair for over 8 months. They had gone on secret weekend trips together, sent photos, and mocked me behind my back for being clueless. The most sickening part? Sarah had been helping me plan my entire wedding, picking out floral arrangements and giving speeches about how much she loved us as a couple, all while sleeping with my groom. When Sarah walked out of the bathroom, I held up her phone. She turned dead pale. She tried to grab it, but I stepped back and asked her directly if it was true. She broke down crying, claiming it was a mistake and that Mark manipulated her. I didn't waste my breath arguing. I packed my bags, drove straight home, and confronted Mark the second I walked through the door. Mark panicked. He cried, fell to his knees, and begged me not to cancel the wedding, saying it was a moment of weakness that meant nothing. I told him to pack his things and get out of our apartment immediately. Now, both of their families are blowing up my phone. Sarah's mom called me, calling me heartless for ruining a lifelong friendship, and Mark's mother is begging me to forgive him because all young men make mistakes. And I feel like I'm living in a nightmare. I don't know what to do next. The first update. It's been 4 days since my last post, and the chaos hasn't stopped. I made up my mind. There is zero chance I'm even taking Mark back, and Sarah is dead to me. But I realized something while sitting in my empty apartment. I am not going to quietly sweep this under the rug while they are trying to control the narrative. Mark has been telling mutual friends that we broke up due to stress and communication issues. Sarah has been telling people that I had an unprovoked mental breakdown and blocked her. They are actively trying to make me look like an unstable ex. So I took screenshots of every single chat, time-stamped proof, and explicit messages between them from Sarah's phone before I handed it back to her. Yesterday, I called a meeting with both of our families at my parents' house under the pretense of discussing the wedding cancellation. Mark showed up with his parents, looking smug like he thought he was about to get a second chance. Sarah's parents came too. Once everyone was seated in the living room, I didn't say a word. I simply pulled out my iPad, connected it to the living room TV screen, and put on a slideshow of their text messages complete with dates, photos, and timestamps. The room went dead silent. Mark turned as white as a sheet. His mother looked like she was going to throw up. Sarah's father stood up, stared at Mark, and walked out of the house without saying a single word. Mark tried to speak, but my father stood up and told him that if he wasn't off our property in 60 seconds, he would personally throw him out. Mark practically sprinted to his car. And here's the final update. It's been 3 weeks since the slideshow incident, and I wanted to give a final update to everyone who supported me. The wedding venue, caterer, and photographer were all paid for using a joint account that Mark and I shared. But since I canceled within 30 days, we only received a partial refund. I took my half of the remaining funds, officially took my name off the lease of our apartment, and moved into a lovely single-bedroom place closer to my office. Mark tried to contact me multiple times for burner numbers, sending paragraph after paragraph about how I humiliated him in front of his family and ruined his life. His friends ended up finding out the truth after Sarah's dad confronted Mark's dad, and now Mark has lost almost his entire friend group. Sarah ended up deleting all her social media profiles and moving back to her home state because none of our friends will speak to her anymore. And as for me, it's hard, and some days are heavier than others, but I feel an overwhelming sense of relief. I dodged a massive bullet. I spent this past weekend unpacking my new apartment, drinking wine with my real friends, and realizing that losing a cheating fiance and a fake best friend in the same week was actually the best wedding gift I could ever receive. And I 100% agree. Like, well done on just nipping that shit in the bud. I'm sorry you had to go through all of that, but yes, you did dodge a massive bullet. And that is it for today's story. I read full, complete stories every single day. If you like that, please follow along. And if you want to comment down below, go for it. But I will see you guys in tomorrow's video.